What's going on, RC Driver 2 crew? The Project Traxxas TRX-4 Sport High Trail Edition is back on the workbench. In the last episode, which was actually a couple months ago, sorry about that, we installed the aftermarket Traxxas servo in this, the BEC, and now the steering is up to par. This, again, is just a fun project with some of the popular add-ons that people get for this rig. Now, up in this video, we're going to go and install the Pro Scale winch and the fair lead, the optional aluminum fair lead, and it's going to look pretty cool. Now, I actually went ahead here and installed this winch before on Instagram on this truck, so I'm redoing the process again. But what I did was I installed their optional blue rope, and they have a gray rope as well, and they have different color fair leads. So if you have a different color truck, you could, of course, color match it. They don't have every color rope, but they do have a bunch of the different fair leads. All right, let's get into this. The only thing you're going to need is a 2mm hex driver and a 1.5mm hex driver. This is actually a really easy install. First up, we're going to pop the body off. Next up, you're going to want to access the two screws that hold the front bumper in place. So it's really easy. I'm going to cheat here and use my electric driver. So I'll just back these two screws out. And we can slide the bumper right out. That easy. It's kind of wild that they only have two screws holding on the bumper and one screw holding on this fake winch. So we're going to take that out. And once we go and throw this new winch on, it's actually going to hold this truck up. If you wrap the rope around a tree or something like that and pull it up. I've seen people do it. It's kind of wild that, just a few screws could hold this together. Anyway, I'm rambling on. I'm going to throw in my new winch. Everything that you need is inside the kit. And to install this, you're just going to have to go and actually loosen up the rope. This has a freewheel button. You just push this. You let the rope out a little bit. You're going to slide your hook through. And then the little washer, that's like a stop washer. And then it just keys into place. There's two little pins in the front. You slide those in. And then you go take that same screw that you pulled out before, screw the new winch back in. Now we can slide the bumper in place and make sure you get it in the same holes as where you removed the bumper from. I'm going to take my screw pins and throw those back in. Oh, that's not the right spot, Greg. All right, we'll slide that back a little bit. There we go. If you don't put it in the same holes, the bumper may interfere with the body. And now actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install that fair lead, that aluminum fair lead that I was showing you guys before. And that just takes the 1.5mm hex driver. So we'll back it out with the two screws here. Save those two screws. Now actually I got to take the rope back out through this fair lead. I probably should have done that before. You guys could do that earlier if you do pick up this this aluminum option. Slide that back in through the rope, and now just reinstall these two screws. That looks really awesome. Definitely with the blue, it's going to match that body really well. Now you're going to want to go and take these wires and route them over to the speed controller. Now you're going to notice there's one black wire. That's the antenna for the remote that comes with the winch. And then you've got a power lead wire. So you're going to want to run that nice and neat. Don't, get it all bound up in some suspension parts or anything like that. Run it nicely down through some of these wire guides that they have. And inside the box, there's going to be a Y connector. So you're going to pull that out. You're going to plug it into your winch. And then you're going to go and plug it into the red speed controller JST connector. That's what's going to power it. And that's really it. Just tidy up your wires and this winch is pretty much ready to go. Plug in my battery pack. Now, one thing to know about this winch is once you plug in your battery pack, it is now powered. So when you're done using your rig, you got to unplug that battery. Otherwise, it's going to drain that battery pack, and that's something you definitely don't want to do. Since it's powered up, we're just going to go ahead and give this thing a try, and there it is. Really easy to use with the buttons. And like I said before, what you could do is push this freewheel button, push it in, there we go, and slide the winch rope out, and then just pull it back in once you're hooked up to whatever you're pulling your rig out from. And that looks pretty awesome. They're just a lot of fun, just for, recreating scale type of situations when you're out on the trail. Yes, I know you could go and hand have got it, but what's the fun in that? All right, guys, so next up, we're going to install some lights in part 3 of the video series. Hopefully this video helped you out, especially if you got in on that Traxxas deal where you got a free winch. Super easy to install. Hope you have fun with your rig, and I'll have links for everything that I use in this video down in the description below.